Hi everyone and welcome back. With spring just around the corner, I thought it'd be fun to show you a video of some of my favorite accessories and my spring and summer handbag collection. It's finally a day that it's like 50 degrees outside, and for an East Coaster like myself, that's practically springtime. So I am wearing a short sleeve shirt, even though I'm still wearing kind of like darker colors. But I'm so excited because today's like the first day in many, many months, probably since the beginning of winter, that I am wearing one of my headbands again. I love, love, love wearing headbands, but I feel like this winter was so blustery, dark, and cold that anytime I wore a headband, which was few and far between, my hair would get so knotted. And in Las Vegas, like this time last year, I spent 6 years in Las Vegas. Um, I was so pampered and spoiled. I was in my shorts and I had all of my cute accessories in the month of February. So I'm not used to like a long, dark, cold winter, but here we are. I am actually very grateful for it, but I am happy to see winter end. So with it being such a beautiful day, I had to wear my CBK, my Carolyn Bessette-Kennedy headband. This is the actual brand of headband that she wore in a lot of those paparazzi shots. Now, CBK has been such a style icon for me since I was a teenager in the 90s. They passed on when I was 15, and I remember watching like Entertainment Tonight and all of those shows and seeing her style, and also being into like fashion magazines and stuff. It was the days before the internet in a real sort of way. And I just always admired her style. And, you know, even though she was in her 30s when she passed away, like to me, I remember thinking, even at the age of 15, that she was someone that whose style I wanted to emulate. I feel like her style was very minimalistic, very clean, very elevated and elegant at the same time. And it's just everything I always wanted, even at that young age. Looking at her, I thought that she was absolutely gorgeous. So when I found like that they made this headband still, I was like, okay, I have to get it. It was a couple of years ago, but over the past couple of years, like, because I've always been like a CBK style fan. I've amassed quite a little collection of headbands over the years, and with the interest in love story being like front and center right now, I thought it'd be fun to show you some of these headbands, and these are the ones that I wear in rotation in the springtime and in summer and fall as well, because I feel like they're elevated neutral colors and they go with pretty much everything in your wardrobe. This is another CBK headband that she wore, and she was photographed in a lot. And yeah, I'm so glad I can wear these and not have to worry about my hair being knotted. I'm gonna link some of these headbands below in case you're interested, but they're gorgeous. I could do my hair in a way, still feel elevated. But yes, let's get right into the handbags. I should mention that I've been collecting handbags now for about over 20 years, and some of these bags I will be showing you are over 20 years old. Now, most of these are not CBK inspired in that there's a lot of prints and patterns in them, and Carolyn was known more for her like very like minimalistic style, like dark tone bags and everything. And while I have like a good collection of like neutrals, um, for spring and summer, I do like to keep it a lot more prints and patterns and brighter colors. But I can honestly say that some of these handbags work as neutrals as well. Specifically, this sort of like rattan material. I love bags that are interesting, that have like a unique shape. I got this one on Amazon a couple of years ago because I feel like life in Las Vegas, you could get away with wearing bags like this in February, which is still very weird to me because I felt like I got a lot more use out of like my spring summer bags back then. But yeah, this is just a really cute little bag that fits essentials. For me, my essentials are basically like any lip gloss or lip product that I'm wearing for the day, hand sanitizer, my phone, and my wallet holder. So this is a small bag, and I have really gotten into small bags over the past couple of years. This came with a little strap, which I keep the straps with the bags. I don't usually use them, But yeah, this is a really cute bag. My mom actually loves this bag because she said it reminded her of the 70s. So I can see how it has that little bit of a boho sort of effect to it, but really cute bag and glad it's in my collection. I think they actually still make this bag. I bought it on Amazon, not sure if I said that, but I will link it below if I can find it. Next up, I have a very similar bag, but I love clutches and I love specifically oversized clutches. So I have this sort of like rattan sort of material. Again, I have a lot of these like rattan type bags in my collection, but again, Vegas, you could get away with it. I have a lot of variety, we should say. Just a basic clutch that fits all of my needs and essentials in it as well. Love pairing these sort of like oversized clutches with like maxi dresses. Same thing, this was an Amazon find, so I will link this below if I can find it as well. I think the reason why I have so many of these like natural tone bags is because I had been on the look for like a French basket bag for years and years and years, and I find that sometimes the most basic bags are the ones that are the hardest to find. So this was like kind of like my first like, this is sort of close but not quite like the French basket bag that I was looking for. I got this about 5 years ago in Vegas. It's H&M, and it has like the leather uh, handles, which is nice, but I wanted something that had more of like a natural tone to it, a natural like a rattan material on this. But this is, you know, a basic bag. It's a nice little kind of mid-size tote bag. Not quite what I wanted, but still something that I do get a lot of use out of. There's this fantastic Instagram account called the Ladies of Madison Avenue, and the owner of the account would go up to fashionable women and just fashionable people in general and ask them about their outfits and stuff. And I have been a fan of that account for years and years and years now. And I remember one of the people that he interviewed had this bag. Now, this is before like the whole Birkin, Workin, whatever type bags. This was a bag that the person had purchased at like a New York pharmacy, and I had to hunt it down and buy it. It's not supposed to be, they're not trying to be like Hermes bag at whatsoever, but I just loved it so much. Like it has that Kelly style feel to it. And I think it's sort of like the material's not coming to me at the moment, but it's a little bit rougher than jute, maybe, if I'm saying that right, or burlap. That's the word, burlap. It's more of like a burlappy material, and it's still like a great bag to like pair with a lot of like summer neutrals, linen pants, baby blues, light colors. So yeah, it's a great bag. And it's a bit bigger than most of my other bags, and I'm so glad it's in my collection. I need to put something in it to, I had all my stuff in storage. I got them out a couple of weeks ago, so I need to kind of like, you know, put some stuffing in so I can get the shapes back to these bags. But yeah, this is definitely a really cute one. So if you're my age, maybe in your very late 30s, early 40s and beyond, you may remember the days where you would be able to buy beauty products and get a really, really good like gift with purchase. Those days I feel like are long gone, but this next bag was a gift with purchase back in 2002, 2003. It's so funny, like you can tell it's from the early 2000s from the color inside. It's sort of like this chartreuse color. And this was a gift with purchase with a brand called Perlier, which sells like lotions and skincare type products. This was gift with purchase from QVC, which is kind of hilarious. But my mom used to live for like QVC and stuff, and I got into Perlier because of her. And so I remember getting some like really good products, and you got this bag with it. And this bag is over 20 years old, and it's been a constant in my collection. It's giving French basket bag vibes because it has like the detailing on the top, but I wanted something like this, but in a much more bigger scale. Could never find it, but oh my gosh, gift with purchase, over 20 years old, still in amazing condition, and it's been used like 1,000 times over, but it still has a lot of miles left, and I'm still using it every spring and summer. These next few bags in my collection are neutrals. Now, while I do love colors, patterns, tones, and textures, Sometimes I just want something a little bit more like low key, especially if like maybe the dress I'm wearing is a pattern. I like to keep my handbag a neutral. Now, if you would have told me back in the day that this brand would be in my collection circa now, in my 40s, I would have thought you were crazy because I'm a millennial and I feel like a lot of us grew up in the age of excess where, you know, things, we have a lot of micro trends nowadays, but back then we still had trends. But I feel like once a trend was over, like that was it. To go back to something, to go back to a certain brand that was like hot back then, like now it was like considered like uncool. But I have to tell you, Coach is doing amazing things right now. And it's a brand that I was absolutely obsessed with in my early 20s. I had pretty much every color of the rainbow in Coach bags. If I would have known I was going to have a daughter, I would have kept all my bags, but things to me were very disposable back then. And I, sold all the bags because I just never thought I was going to wear them again. I probably wouldn't, but like my daughter's generation does. She's Gen Z, and the early like Y2K is very much like a big thing. But yes, Coach is doing some really good things right now. They fell out of favor for a while, but they're back. And this is a bag I bought a couple of years ago, and I just love how structured, ladylike, and elevated it feels like. I like that this is it has the Coach logo right in the middle. I don't love a ton of logos, and maybe that's just an age thing because back in the day, we were all about the logos. Like, you were showing off. Without showing off, you were showing off. We all told ourselves it wasn't about the logos, but it was very much about the logos back then. But yes, I do love this bag so much. It's affordable, it's great quality. It came with a strap. I don't typically wear the strap with my bags, as I said, but this one, this is a classic for me. I think this is a bag that I will have in my collection for years and years to come. Me hating on logo bags, but me also showing a logo bag, but this one is a classic. This is my Louis Vuitton Pochette. It is from the very, very early 90s. It was produced in the first batch of Pochettes, like the first year that they came out. So it doesn't even have like the D-ring. Like usually there's two of these, one on this side and one on the other side, but this one hooks right up to the zipper. And this is a classic. The strap has been repaired, but it's just one of those bags that it fits my essentials, and I do sort of wear it like as a clutch sometimes when I am going somewhere, and I like, especially like when I go like antiquing and stuff, I don't like to carry like big bags with me, and that's when I utilize a lot of like my smaller bags. And this one pretty much just year round. It's an oldie but goodie in many ways, as it's over 30 years old. But again, I don't have a ton of logos in my collection. Pretty much my Louis Vuittons are my logos, but I don't know, they're a bit sentimental to me. So this one is one I do use a lot. So this next one is one that I was very, very excited to get. She's new in my collection, but I know she's going to get a lot of use in the summertime. Brown, specifically like chocolate brown, has become such a neutral everyday color to me. It's probably as relevant as black is to me. I just need more brown in my life. I love it so much. This is my mini Coach bag, and as I said, I was so happy to have her. I bought her, and yes, she's a her. In my 40s, my bags, yes, they have genders. No, I love her so much. I got her for Christmas. She's secondhand. She's a bag that I had been searching for a year and a half. They produced these bags, I think, in 2024, and I missed the mark. As you can see, let me get my other one. This is the big version, this is the mini version. And I, found myself using this one so much that I had to get it in the mini, in the brown, and I don't know how I found it for such a fantastic deal. It's in like new condition. This did come with a strap, and I plan to wear it with the strap because sometimes, you want to wear something crossbody if like you're antiquing or something like that, or in a place where you don't feel like schlepping around your bag. But it's so cute. I see myself wearing this with like linen pants and, very neutral colors, because as much as I love patterns and prints and stuff and lots of color, Some days you just want to just kind of keep it a little bit more low-key and neutral. On the other side of the spectrum, I am going to be showing you my colorful bags. I just have a few of them, not many, but they're a couple years old, and again, they fit the color and the interesting, shape, and you have, a little bit of a pattern here. This is my Kate Spade bag, and she is just such a classic. She reminds me of like a 1960s bag. It reminds me of like a Pan Am bag or something in a way. So cute. I typically wear this spring, summer, and into early autumn because I feel like this color still has a bit of like an autumnal vibe to it. I love it so much. I have a sweater set from Ann Taylor that matches this color so beautifully. So I always feel so like elevated, especially when I wear like a matching headband this color, the sweater set in this. It's like chef's kiss to me. I love dressing like that. I always have. And yeah, this bag brings me so much joy. I also have a few more of this because I want to say this came out in the early 2020s and I bought them all because they were affordable and I just knew that they were going to become classics for me. So I have one in Kelly Green as well. I love the stripes. I love the Kelly Green color. This is just giving super fun vacation vibes. And yeah, it's gorgeous. And I also have it in navy with stripes. I love it. I love it so much. I like how this one looks a little bit more like a suitcase, and while they're not practical for every day, they're still fun bags when you're on vacation or something. So yeah, these are the color in my wardrobe right here, but definitely the navy still feels classic. The Kelly Green still feels classic, and because I can match this with other things, it definitely still feels like a classic. French market bags have been really huge. I feel like in the past couple of seasons, everyone is talking about them. I know with the passing of Jane Birkin, everyone was talking about the, French basket bags. I know she was known to carry around a fashionable, like just basic basket. It just felt so like elevated and very like Parisian, like chic. And I know that a lot of brands have been making French basket bags or inspired French basket bags. So I have still been on my hunt. And while I haven't found like the perfect French basket bag in terms of size, I found a couple of really great handmade bags a couple of years ago that almost, I would say, fit the mark 85%, but not quite 100, and I will tell you why. But this one is probably one of the closest. I love that it's handmade, so it doesn't feel like you could just tell it's handmade. Like every bag is different, right? It has the handles that I love so much, that kind of like textured handbag, and I just like how it's open. Very, very beautiful, but it was a little small. However, it's still gonna get used. It's just, it'll get used in a different way. So I don't quite have my Goldilocks bag, and I'll tell you why. So I got Baby Bear, and then over here, I have Mama Bear. And hold on, lip gloss in the hair, not cute. Mama Bear bag, Baby Bear bag. But these are the only sizes I could find these in. But I still think this is like a fantastic bag for, going down the shore in. It's very unfussy. It's, again, a handmade bag. I found these on Amazon, and if I can find the exact product, I will link these below, because I still think that these are really great bags at a really great price point. Very, very, very affordable. Pretty much every bag, with the exception of my Louis Vuitton, has been very affordable. And to me, affordability is more of a priority, something that I'm going to use over and over. Quality without like the big price tag has definitely been something that I've noticed has been a constant in my 40s. So these are all the things I wanted to show you in my bag collection. Really fun. They all get used in different ways. I am one of those people that I don't use the same handbag every day, but that's because I genuinely love switching out my handbags and switching out the colors that I'm wearing on the daily. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next time. Bye.